Hi, my name's Ian, and I'm here to do a review on a scanner I've recently bought. Yeah, the qualifications: I'm a retired engineer, 70-year-old, as you can see, all grey hair, and basically all my life I've worked on my cars, repairing them myself. As you can see, I'm sat in my camper. And basically I wanted a scanner that I could take with me in the camper, and if I had a breakdown I could use it to reset the warning lights and see what was going off. I've been used to working with the camber systems, repairing my vehicles, so I'm quite experienced. I've got a bigger scanner, more powerful, but it's quite a large suitcase and heavy, and I don't really want to carry it around with me. So I had a good look on Amazon, and I found this one, which is for some reason it's gone backwards. It's the VD30 Pro. I don't know why it's gone backwards like that. Anyway, yeah, so it's just a quick unboxing. It comes with like a plastic retaining carrier, a full instruction manual that gives you all the details that you'd ever want about what you'd want to do. I'll tell you why I picked this in a minute. You've got the USB cord for doing the printing, or connecting to your computer, whatever, and then you've got the scanner. As you can see, and it's quite simple. Now I need to explain about scanners. If you're not familiar with scanners and you're looking at buying this one, if you've looked at the marketplace, you'll see that there's a whole range starting from like £30 going right the way up to thousands of pounds. And clearly what you do is that the more you pay, the more you get. And at some point it's going to, if you look at the marketplace, you'll think, well, it's beyond what I can do, so I don't need that. So this fits a certain niche in the market. If you're just a basic guy, you understand about how to plug the OBD in, the OBD2 port on your vehicle, which is this thing, and you want, if you're getting the engine warning light coming on, and you want to reset it, or you want to look at the trouble codes, this is your baby. And you can clear all your trouble codes. Now, as you may or may not be aware, if you've got an engine warning light and it's a temporary thing, you can clear it with this. Now it'll just clear it out and away you go. But if the circumstances occur again in your vehicle where the ECU wants to put the engine warning light on, it'll come back on. Or if the fault remains, and if it's in a module or something like that, although you've reset it with this, it'll, as soon as you turn the vehicle off and turn it back on again, the light will come straight back on. And then you need to go and get somebody more professional to look at, find the fault, fix the fault, and then this will clear it. Right, the great thing about this, bearing in mind I'm an engineer, and I want to be able to, while I'm out and about driving around the country, I want to be able to look at my vehicle and think, yeah, and diagnose to a degree what's going off. So what you've got on this, now I must say this is only an OBD-II scanner, or an OBD, on-board diagnostics. That's what it stands for. And what it basically does, you'll get, as you move up the market, you'll start to get scanners with specific vehicle data built into them, like Ford, Mercedes-Benz, Fiat, whichever. So this doesn't have all those vehicles, it just does the basic OBD scanning. And on the bigger scanners, you'll be able to go into a Ford and do the Ford or whatever, but you'll also be able to switch off the Ford and go to the basic OBD. Because the OBD, it's a generic. All vehicles have OBD from the mid-1990s. Yeah, so this is just OBD, which is good. I mean, it tells you all sorts of information. And I've scanned this vehicle with this and looked at what data I can get, and it's great. It tells me the engine RPM, the engine water temperature, the engine oil temperature, and I can't remember them all. The fuel rail pressure, the mass airflow to the engine, the manifold air pressure, the barometric pressure of the air around, which you need to see if your MAP sensor is faulty, the MAP, manifold air pressure. It basically, and road speed, wheel speed for your ABS. Great. The other thing it does, which, as you know, I like, you can select any one item, and you can it will produce a graph, and it'll show you what the readings are. I did it on my son's Mercedes-Benz the other day, and I looked at the oxygen sensor in the exhaust, and what you look for is you look for it turning on and off, on and off, on and off, and perfect. It showed the graph, so I know that his oxygen sensor was working right. Yeah, so what you can also do with this is you can record the data that you're actually watching, and then you can play it back. So, you know, if you want to drive, if you want to plug this into your vehicle, monitor something that's happening while you're driving, you can go off and you can drive along. You don't have to be looking at it because it's recording it. And then when you've finished the test drive, you can basically take it back and play it all back to yourself, and you can watch what happened while you're driving. Brilliant. You know, really, really, really useful. And then what you can do with some data that you've recorded, you can print it. You can print it out. So it might be a list of all the trouble codes, the DTCs, as it's called, Diagnostic Trouble Codes. So you could end up with a whole list of diagnostic trouble codes, and you want to print them out to take to your mechanic and say, look, I've got these problems, can you fix them? So really, you know, for just about £50, and I ordered it off Amazon, came next day. And you've got to remember that on Amazon you've got a 30-day return, and you get your money back. So you could buy this, try it. If it doesn't do what you want, and it's not good enough for what, you know, you might want a more powerful one, then basically you can send it back, get your money back, as long as you keep all your boxes in good nick and everything. Now, VDIAGTOOL does the whole range, so you can look at all their other options. Now, this is the VD30 Pro. They do, I think, a VD10, which is a little connector that connects into your socket while you're driving. And they go right up to a VD70. They do a 70S and a 70 Lite, I believe, which is the more powerful scanner that has all the vehicle specific software on board. And what it's called a biodirectional, because all this can do is it can read what's coming from your ECU to this. On the more powerful scanners, you can use the scanner, and VDIAGTOOL do this with the 70 Pro. Oh, sorry, not 70 Pro, the 70. And what you can do is that you press the button, or you select on the screen, like if your horn's not working or your windscreen wipers aren't working, you can go on this and log into your vehicle, because it's a Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, sorry. It's a Bluetooth thing that you plug in, and then you can go around the front of the bonnet, you know, and you can say, right, operate the horn. And if it goes beep, you know that from the ECU of the vehicle to the horn, everything's working fine. So it's something to do with your button on the steering wheel, from your button to the ECU. So you can start to diagnose where a fault lies. Same thing with it. If the windscreen wipers don't work, you can operate this, and basically it tells the wipers to work. And so it's bi-directional. So you're going from the scanner to the ECU, you're telling it what to do, and then the ECU comes back and says, yes, it's open, or it's operating, or they're working. And with a more powerful one as well, you can do things like look at all your four-wheel speeds, if your ABS light's coming on. And then when you drive down the road, you'll see all the graph of the four wheels, and they should be exactly the same. And if one's not, you know that wheel sensor is faulty. Brilliant, you know. Anyway, but this is not that. That's the most powerful thing that VDIAGTOOL do, which I'd love to try one, but £400. So, you know, £55 for this, £400 for the more powerful unit. Yeah. So, if this is what you want, and you've got the facility for graphing, as I said, and recording and printing, which is fantastic. Oh, the other thing it does is that it's got the button where you just press it and it checks your battery. So you can basically plug it in without your engine running, see what it's reading, and it'll tell you whether your battery's good or not. Start the engine, you'll see whether your alternator's charging. So, you know, you'll see the voltage go up. Brilliant. It's got the normal American thing, the emission readiness button, IM, at the bottom here, which you can press and it'll go through the emission scan and tell you if there's anything significant. But you know, anyway. Right, I've rattled on enough. I hope that's been of use to you. I'm going to post this today, hopefully, on Amazon, because I've done this purely for Amazon. Yeah. So it's the VD30 Pro, and it's got loads more things than I've been able to explain in this sort of 10 minutes or whatever. You've got the full manual, all in English, full description of how to do and what to do, and you know, so all great. And I'm sure that if you have a problem, you contact VDIAG, they'll help you anyway. Okay, so it's Ian, your friendly engineer, retired 70-year-old, hey, still doing Campbell's at 70. Right, speak to you again sometime. Bye now.
Yeah, I just thought I'd share some thoughts on a scan tool that I've just bought. It's a code reader. It's from a company called VDIAGTOOL. There's the box. Reason I bought it is I wanted something small that I can keep in the glove box, just to reset codes and look at limited live data, which you can with this. It's quite compact, quite small. It's a customer's car that's had an oxygen sensor fitted to it. It's got a couple of quite good functions. You can look at the battery status, which is quite good. You can look at, so you can read codes, which this car hasn't got because they've been cleared. You look at pending codes. You can look at permanent codes. You can also clear codes. You can look at live data, which you don't normally get at this price point. Now, depending on what car you've got this plugged into, depends on what you can see here. And this is quite an old car, so you can't look at the catalytic converter tests and all that sort of stuff. But it'll give you coolant temperatures, long-term fuel trims, load calculations, It will give you long-term, short trims, intake manifold pressure, engine RPM, engine vehicle speed, ignition timing advance, absolute throttle position, intake temperature, oxygen sensor output on post and pre catalytic converter, and the last page will give you distance travelled whilst mill light is activated, and short-term fuel trims there as well. The O2 sensor, you can look at just the O2 sensors with that function. Unfortunately, this vehicle doesn't support that, but you can look at it via the live data. You can also look at the vehicle information, which will give you the VIN number. I won't select it on this vehicle, but it will show you the VIN number, which you can double check with the VIN number on the vehicle and on the logbook if you're looking to buy a car. The mode 6 and mode 8 to do with catalytic converters and things like that, which this car doesn't support. Yeah, overall I'm really happy.
This is the VDIAGTOOL VD30 Pro. Right now I'm on the screen showing live data. I've already checked for DTCs and I don't have any, so there's no reason to show you that. Setup, it's just plug and play. It doesn't get any easier than that. And I don't see why you'd need any more. It reads both of the Kanban systems here, the frame and the engine. View all items, okay. And there you have it. Engine coolant temperature 195. Yeah, I just got home. RPM 707. It's all good. Does a lot of good things. Go back here to the main menu. Vehicle info. Oh, okay, so there's my VIN. It reads the VIN. There's a lot of detectors out there that have no idea what your VIN is. It's a nice little device. It's done everything I could ask of it. Charging voltage, good battery status. Now, it doesn't do any testing of the battery from here, of course. You need clamp-ons for that, but what else we got? Review, DTC load. Oh, you can print out of here. Yeah, it's got a connector back there. You can plug it into your laptop and you can print out whatever you've accumulated in data. Anyway, the VDIAGTOOL VD30 Pro does everything you can ask for, and for the price, I mean, why not?